I have one more story. It's not a bunny story. It's a popcorn story. I know you and Bud like popcorn. It's called Let's Pop Popcorn. Wow, this looks interesting. I like popcorn too. Dig up the ground with a hoe. A hoe is a special kind of shovel for working up the dirt when you're going to plant something. And they take the kernels of corn, plant the seeds, and hope they grow. You have to take care of them. Sunshine warms them in the earth. They're underground yet, getting ready to pop through the dirt. And the worms here are watching them. Raindrops fall to quench their thirst. New plants really need a lot of care when they're first starting out. They need some sunshine and they need some rain. Surprise, like magic, sprouts appear. Now they're poking up through the ground. It's kind of like the plants that you and Bud planted. You could watch them grow. How are your plants doing? I'll check them out when I come and visit. Green and tender, finally here. They're getting a little taller. Every day we pull the weeds, protecting plants we've grown from seeds. You have to get those weeds out because the weeds, they're not really good for anything, and they take over the nice soil and they grab all the sun and they take all the rain. So you need to get them out of the way. So the plants that you have planted from seeds can get the sun and the rain. There's a doggy. He's watching the weed. Oh, I know why he's watching it. There's a ladybug on it. That's why he's watching it. Knee high. They're growing taller. Waist high. Past our heads. Ears sprout hair that's fuzzy red. The ears, the corn plants get really, really tall. They're called corn stalks. And the ears grow on the sides of them. Pick before the frost arrives. They grow all summer long. And when it starts to get cold, then you go pick them. You shuck them clean so each one dries. You have to take the outer part off, the green part. And you want just the yellow part to be there. And the dog's helping. He kind of reminds me of Jake. He wants to do everything. Plink, plink, plink. Then find a pot. Once the kernels have all dried, then they get hard like popcorn kernels, and you can take them off the ears. Heat those kernels good and hot. You put them in a pan with a little bit of oil so they pop. Mama and Daddy have to do that. You and Bud can't do anything on the stove by yourself. You always have to ask for help. Steam builds around each kernel's germ, puffs the starch called endosperm. They're in the kernels right now, and what pops out is the part that you eat. Not strong enough to hold this. When the kernel gets really hot, it pops and opens up. Kaboom! The shells called Pericarps Explode. And that's the sound you hear when they're popping. Pop, pop, pop. I think I want popcorn. First one pop, then pops galore. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. That's why you have to keep the cover on the pan, because the little pieces of popcorn would just pop all over. Shake, shake, shake. Pop, pop, pop. Then shake some more. You have to keep shaking the pan so they don't burn. Pop, pop, pop. The popping stops, the work is done. Now it's time for popcorn fun. When it stops popping, you know it's done. Pour it in our favorite dish. Butter, salt, then give a swish. Lick your fingers. Delish. I love popcorn. Pop, pop, popcorn. They're all having popcorn. They all have their bowls. You and Bud were sharing a bowl. I watched you the other night. Mama said you were eating popcorn and watching the Demolition Derby. She sent me a picture. And I love it when you and Bud share things. That's what family does. Well, that was kind of a cute story. We learned about popcorn and how it grows.